Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Well, last time we did the walls and before that we did floors. So what's left, right? Well, we can do the ceilings, but that's kind of boring. Or we can do some interior design things, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do 50 interior designs for your house. Quickly wanna recall back to my kitchen video back in the day, because the thing in here I have quite a lot of interior things already that you can use in your house, so feel free to check that one out and have some ideas from that one as well. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So let's first start with the category of being loose. So these things are all placeable in the middle of your room if you really want to. Of course, you're most likely gonna put them against the wall, but I'm just saying it will be. So first things first, this one is, well, it's a closet. In this case, you can just put some shelves in there. Well, it looks like shelves. You can't really put anything up there unless you're working with invisible armor stands, but that's not something I'm doing right now. And other than that, it's just a small table right next to it, and on top you can have some chests and other decorations. Next one is pretty much just a very big grandfather clock with the wooden barrel at the bottom, which for some reason I don't want to open, very weird. Then two stairs as signs, then some trapdoors going up with a bell, and then a slab going to stairs, and then barrels up here with a lodestone in the middle and a button, and then you stick some decorations that you want. Following that, it's just a small grandfather clock. This one is probably the one that you're more familiar with the trapdoors. A hive-mind block in the middle, but it can be any wooden block. An upside down lightning rod going inside a pot with a clock and a glowing item frame. This one is, well, as you can see, it's just a normal storage thing where you have some shelves where you can even put your fish and some barrels so you get some extra storage, and just put something on top that you want there to be there. Then we're going to the more, well, I would almost say cutesy more, I guess. Upside down stairs with some sign in front of it, and a hive block and a pressure plate and some decorations to make it more fun. On top there's item frames with stairs in a heart-shaped pattern. This one is very similar than the last one in the way of its form. We'll probably use this for something completely different, as it has some smokers and a blaster, a wall going into a campfire to make it look like this thing is always on. Makes it even better if this is actually on, then two storage rooms for all of your coal and your ore and stuff. This one's more special. It's more for like an office thingy. It's kind of like a coffee machine. I guess you can also put it in your kitchen, but it's barely, the big barista coffee machines. It is barely that, with like two taps going down there. You can put your coffee in to like tap down. And other than that, it's just some storage down here with some shelves and some pickles and a cup. Besides that, this one is for your brewing. So you got like a brewing station, a cauldron, and everything you need for breweries. And up here you can put your sugar, your spider eyes, and everything else you need for the potions. And other than that, there's just some decorational stuff. I tried to do some netherwort in a pot, but sadly you just can't do that. Another very functional setup, this is your beehive, and here's where you can put all of your honey. Take some bottles from your barrel over here, right click the hive, put them back in the barrel, and there's your storage for your bee. So it's very compact and it's very functional. It is more of a display. Maybe this could be your storage for all your armor pieces, so you can put your armor pieces in here, and it just indicates that this is an armor storage with the display case you have over here. Everything else is just extra decoration, or maybe you can put some enchantment books in here, like all your mending books. And that's the first 10 done, so let's go to the next category, and these are more of the things that you want to put against your wall. Granted that some can actually be put more in the middle of your room, but then you will have to make it thicker, I guess, or you have to change something up. You have to maybe put some fences under it, like in this case, but in general I would place these against your wall. But this one is just more storage. It's all basically storage. There's nothing really much to say about this. Try to set some materials up to make it look more interesting, I would say, but it is just your classic storage compartment. And this is, well, books. All the books. Yes, books. And then we got even more books. Yes, but this one is a little bit more complex. I guess these two are very similar, except they have different resources and they have a different setup. So we did one in the trapdoor going in row, and this one has like one big compartment, then a small compartment with a bell or something else, like other decorations that I want to put there, and then an even small decoration for other books. Maybe these are your mending books, and these are all your other special books that you just have quite a lot of. Then we got the moose. It's a little moose. In this case, I did use an invisible item frame for this block over here. This is a normal concrete block with an invisible item frame in the back, but you don't have to. I guess it also works without the invisible item frame, but it just makes it a little bit cuter, I guess. And just fences going in a zigzag pattern on both sides, and then a stair going to a solid block, and then another stair. That's basically it. This one is in an even bigger storage compartment where you barely have everything you need. So you got all the barrels for all your storage, then you got an anvil for your enchantments or repairs, then you got the smoker, and then a furnace, a crafting table, and some pots in case you want to have a small. Well, why do people even use pots? It's only decorational, right? You can store things in it, but who actually stores things in a pot? Then next up, we have even more books, just in case you want to have more books. But this one is more like a reading zone, so this is what you put down maybe in a library. It has like a small grandfather clock here with the bell and the entrance for extra light, and the clocks to see how late it is. Then you got all your books, maybe the books you've actually written. And then over here you have your, there was a book here that you can like read in your little sofa here. And this one is also very fun. It's basically like a sword holder. So you got your two armor stands, and then you just push with like piston, the end rod, or lightning rods could also work, but I used end rod here because otherwise I didn't have any light. But if you have enough light to make your room entirely lit up, then I would suggest using a lightning rod instead of an end rod, because it just looks a little bit better. And this is a sink. Yes, it is. You even got a mirror that doesn't work because I'm a vampire. Yeah. And then you got the storage system for your soaps and stuff, but in this case, what do you do? I get bottles, maybe bottles and water buckets or other buckets. And then you got a little sinky thingy over here. And going back to the cutesy area, well, this is also very cutesy, but this is like all your bookcases. But I guess in this case, I would use chiseled bookcases instead of normal ones, so they are actually functional. The sad part is that you can't actually grab all the slots in the chiseled bookcase, so this is purely decorational in this case with the normal bookcases. And the last one in this row is a fireplace. It's actually a very compact fireplace with a little campfire in the middle. Look at that bad boy. It's just heating up the entire place. And this clock over here is basically just a player head. So if you watch my video about the kitchens, I'll go over how this actually works, and you can learn a lot out of that. Other than that, there's not really that much going on. Just some stairs from diorite against the wall. They're all upside down stairs. Here's like, and these over here is just like a slab into stairs to make a little hole for your campfire, and some decorational pieces on top. And now we come to the very special section of music. Here's where I try to make as many musical instruments as I could. Some are very successful, some aren't. I guess we'll just get right into it. This is a piano. It's very simple. A slab, two trapdoors, and a pressure plate on top. Some looms here with some signs and trapdoors on the side. Two stairs and a book in the middle for your note. This is just a hanging guitar, which is two blocks and some trapdoors going around to make the bottom a little bit thicker than the top. Then a fence and a pot on top to make like the handle line. This is just a banner, a brown banner, which you first want to have the circle in black, and then you do white stripes all over it. This is a drum set with a golden block banner, some slabs, pressure plates, and all the pizzazz that you have with this. This is a different kind of piano. I like my first one better, but this is more like a wing piano, whatever they are called. And in this case, I didn't use a loom, but I use a railroad just to show you that it's also possible to do it in a different method. And I completely forgot the word for this thing, but it basically the thing that you see in the church where they like play their big organ. Is it organ? No, I don't know, man. So you basically play it, and then there's all kind of pipes, and you just make music. It looks alright. It's special. I wouldn't really place it in your house, but maybe it's cool if you make like a church or something to have this thing going on there. If you want to know how it is, basically just all kind of wood just pillared up, then there's more wood in the back, and they just place the banners everywhere to show some pipe formation. This is kind of a harp. I tried. And this is another drum set, which with pressure plates and, well, basically the same setup as before, but it's just a little bit bigger and a little more special. This is like the thingy where you like push it with your feet and just like a drum sound. And it is more of a, well, not really guitar, but something smaller, and not the best with musical instruments, but I think it's contrabass, I'm not quite sure. So you basically have a small little block here, and then you have some banner with like only the top part, like a hole. And then you want to have like an armor stand in the middle standing like this. And put some chainmail leggings and a helmet on it, or any other leggings that work best for you. I think iron leggings could work as well. Then you want to put 2 walls above it and just push them down straight on top of it, and then you get this basically. Now this is a contrabass, I'm pretty sure. What's that? It's a cello? Cello small and contrabass, I think it is. Maybe that's a cello and this is a contrabass. Basically the same thing as the guitar, but a different banner, like a cross pattern banner with like a circle in the middle. Then put some trapdoors to the side and item frame to the side, so it's more like the form of a contrabass. In this case I used a mud brick wall and a heavy core on top for the handle. And of course you can't have all that music with some beautiful speakers, and these are speakers. Basically there's just some wool or black concrete powder, and in front of that you do item frames with discs, and below that you have brim stands or lightning rods or end rods or fences or whatever you want. And then we have the 4th category, which is basically, I would say this is hobbies maybe. These are all kind of different hobbies that you can have as a person. First thing is fish. Do little fishies. And this is a fish tank which you can put in a wall. We have like this thing poking out, but in this case I didn't have that room, so I just put it open like this, and you can see the fish on the side and you can see the fish in the front. Basically you have a circle in the front, and then you just make a big fish tank. You can leave it open on top, so it's easier to I guess technically clean it out or add fish to it. Next up is more of a hobby room, so this is where you have your laptop or all of your stream setup going on. In this case I just use normal item frame for the heart shapes, and a painting with a pressure plate for your laptop. This is an invisible item frame, but I think it works fine with a normal item frame, and then a banner for the mouse. This is your workout room. So you got your bed or bench, I guess, and here you have your heavy weights. So this is a chain with 2 lightning rods going into 2 wither heads, and 2 item frames holding it up. It's very simple to do, just place the 2 item frames as you can see, and then put the lightning rods on top of it and push it down with a piston. Same thing over here, it's the same method as you do over here, but then you just push twice. Then you got your ping pong table, which is doesn't really work because there are no balls in Minecraft. It might be nice to have in your workout room, also have like a small ping pong table going on. How this is built, it's very simple. It has the strings on the bottom, so we can put the carpet on top, and lightning rods for the legs, and also is the support for the net. And the net is just some glass. In the middle you also have some iron trapdoors, so it goes nicely together with the green carpet and the white carpet. Then you got the Dance Dance Revolution, or DDR. Is it Dance Dance Revolution? I think it is. Yeah, this is basically a game in real life where you do dancing things. And I never played it, but I think you do dancing things like this. And then you got like the music that you're playing in front of you with all the people doing the moves. And yeah, this is basically such a machine with the ready button and then other buttons that you have on this thing. And maybe a disc, so we can actually have music while doing this. And this thing is like a grappling machine that you have in arcades, with the an arm frame on top here, with a block on top of the arm frame, so it's very dark. It also looks like it's something you can use to grab, maybe like a magnet or something. And then there's just a lot of item frames. You barely have like a slab, and on top of that slab there's an item frame, and then you press the blocks down, so you only see the top parts of the item frame or the head. And then you just do the same thing with the glass, just push it down with the piston. It's basically just a lot of piston work here. And then you have the gold block here as a coin insertion method. Press the coin in the machine and then you can play with the handle. Next up is just a very big bird cage. I always wonder how you could make a bird cage in Minecraft, and I guess this kind of solves it. It's very big for a bird cage, I know that, but it works and it keeps your birds questionably happy. How this is set up is just all kind of moss, some drip leaves and some trapdoors with some entrance for extra light, but also some kind of sticks that they can chill on if they actually want to chill and stop flying for once. Put some trapdoors all around it to make a cage system. And I think the bamboo trapdoor works the best, or maybe also the oak trapdoor, as they give more room to look in, or for them to look out. With a very simple dog area where you have dog bed and some drinking bowls and food for your dog. The drinking bowls are actually very simple to do. They're just some pots that you put like one block below, And then you just control right click with your carpet and it looks like it's just some bowl for your doggos. Then we got the same thing but then for cats. And in their playing station where you can just like jump on top and sit everywhere they want, and they can even have a scratching ball. And the easiest thing to do this, because I find it kind of sinister if you want to do this with chickens. But if you don't know, I'm not quite sure how long this is in the game, but if you have a boat, you can also put a lead on that. The only negative thing is that this takes more room in, I guess, than the chicken or a bunny or whatever, but at least they stand still and you're not abusing an animal, which is amazing. Then next up, it's just a small little table with the seats, but what's that? Oh, look at that, it's an entire aquarium underneath, oh my god. I would absolutely not like to sit here, because what if it breaks and you fall inside? You'll be very wet. But it is very pretty to look at, so just imagine you have your food, and if you look down you see all the fishes swimming around. Really lovely. And then we finally had the last category, and I would say that it is maybe like the bigger interior things, like a bed or a table and stuff. So first things first, this is a very beautiful bathtub where you just can chill and have some relaxation moments with it, with the candle floating on top of the water, maybe your cup of milk, and taps for the hot and the cold water in case you want to make it warmer, and a small little pot with a flower to make it even more pretty. And next up we have a toilet with a bidet, I guess. Yeah, I guess it is a bidet. Yeah, so we have a toilet with a bidet. The easiest thing to do this is put an armor stand below here and then push it once, because if we don't push it once then the armor stand is going to be more in the middle. So even more to the front, I guess, and that's not what you want to have. You want to push it back a little bit so it's more in the middle of the box. Two stairs, a block, and a bed on top. Oh, and also, you hear that? You have a command block back here, and a command block plays rain, and that kind of sounds like it's flushing. I almost forgot that I did that, but that's like I actually like that a lot. Beside that, there is a pot and some toilet paper. The toilet paper is just an item frame with a button, and then a banner rolled, like it's a banner. And the bidet is there, you can just stare with water in it and trapdoors and like a tip wire hook. Very simple stuff. And next up we have a shower, and the shower is non-functional, but you can make it functional if you want to. But in this case it's just some glass and iron trapdoor with a chain connected to it for your shower head, and a lever to put it on and off. Very simple. Also, you can have a daylight detector at the back here, and it's kind of like your grate for your water. And then we have this beautiful table with all the nice plates, and the plates are of course Dead Brain coral fans, which look absolutely gorgeous and might be the closest thing we have to a circular plate in Minecraft. Of course you can also use spreader plates, but I honestly think this looks better. You can have some item frames with a sword next to each plate to have some knives that are there just for the fun. And you can of course have some sea pickles for your glasses and your cups and stuff. The chairs are very easy with the signs and some spruce slabs with the door in the back and a banner in front. Very simple stuff. Kind of the small fix I found for this system is using an open spruce fence gate. It doesn't really look the same as the sign. It looks kind of odd sometimes, but it's better than having nothing in my opinion. Then we got this lovely sitting place with 2 sofas and some cushions as well. And the cushions are obviously some armor stands which are below the floor. Having some sea pickles as some cups again. And in this case I use scaffolding as a table, as this is probably the closest thing we'll ever get as a table. And a little pot here with an azalea plant, and on top of that there's just some mangrove leaves. Next up, this is also a fireplace that we've seen all the way back at the start, but this one is so much bigger and so much more special. It looks so robust and so authentic that it makes my heart a little bit warmer. This thing has quite a lot of blocks, so let's get over it real quick. It has some mud brick stairs in the front to keep the heat outside, and some tough walls to the side. On the back there's just some smooth basalt and also some tough. The smooth basalt is there to make it like more of a scorch look. Instead of a nether rack with fire, you can just use a campfire of course. And up here there's some deep slate tiles there to lead the smoke from down here all the way to the chimney back there. On the side there's some note blocks for some extra texture and some more details, and some oak fences to make it even look nicer. Then some mud bricks again to like basically call back from the one bottom here. And because of that, I also use a wax exposed copper trapdoor because it makes the same color as the mud. So it all goes nicely together and becomes one. And on top, there's not that much going on. Just some deep slate tile slabs and deep slate tile stairs with some mud brick stairs and some mud bricks going into the ceiling. You can put some decorational stuff up here, but please keep in mind that this place is very hot, so it doesn't really make sense to have some candles here because they'll probably melt, but yeah. And now we have your bedroom, because of course you want to have a bedroom, and this bedroom is very simple and it's also very green. Scale blocks underneath here with some warm coral fans, as it kind of looks like your very fluffy carpet. Then you have the green beds, and then try to keep everything else green. So you got the green choker box, some green glazed terracotta, and melon. The melon is there as a kind of a wall, I guess, some pillar. And you have some trapdoors with some glow bears going down. Then you got your kitchen sink, and for the ones who have a very keen eye, you'll probably notice that I also did this exact kitchen sink in my kitchen videos. So what's going on, right? These are upside down barrels with some item frames and a slab as a handle with some banners holding it together as like a closet. And over here you got the same thing, but these are not upside down barrels, it's just regular barrels like looking towards you. And that's your entire storage for the kitchen area. Then here we have the tripwire. You might have to summon this, it doesn't work just like that. You have to fill this block in or else it doesn't work. In that case you can have first have a stair and then put the tripwire against a stair, whatever floats your boat. A cauldron for the water. Then a pressure plate as your cutting board, and this is again a player head, which you can see how it works in my kitchen video. Then next up, this is basically also a counter top from your kitchen, but it's a very compact and it's very functional. So here you have cutting boards and then maybe a recipe book, some lights and or a speaker. You got your eggs, you got your storage, you got your cauldron for your water, then maybe another like recipe book that you want to use. And then you also have some herbs. And last but not least, you got another bed. This is kind of like a queen's bed or a king's bed. I forgot what it is. It is a king or a queen bed. I honestly just forgot. It's very simple design actually. It's just some block of stripped bamboo at the bottom of the pillar, like the foundation, then some bamboo fence going all the way on top, and then connect them all up with the bamboo fence gate. Top there's some smooth sand, some slabs with some put off campfires to make it look nicer. Soul lantern falling down as more of like a very romantic light source. And smooth quartz stairs at the back, so it looks like it's bigger than it actually is. Wow, so those were 50 interior design things. I really had a hard time finding 50 of those because it's always something you struggle with, right? Like you make your house and your floor and your walls, okay, those are rather hard things to do, but then you have to fill everything in. And that's where the fun starts, because your rooms are so much bigger than all the things you can do with interior stuff. But I hope this kind of helps you fill in all your empty rooms and have maybe open your world a little bit more of what you can do with interior design things. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!